Thank you so much for having me here. So my name is Adam. I'm going to present Dryad. It's the first semantic primitive for Web3. I'm currently working at a blockchain startup where I handle most of the legal matters, and Dryad comes out of the pain points I've experienced doing that. I realized that an idea I worked on during my math PhD at Oxford can help with this. So legalese is opaque when it should be clear, flowery and dramatic when it should be plain, and it's far too long. Law is the mother of all legacy systems, and this matters because law is the operating system for society. In short, the problem is that legalese is like a crappy coding language. But it doesn't have to be. We're moving towards a digital state, and we have the opportunity to completely reimagine legal contracts from the ground up. So let's do that. Let's keep their essential function, remove the pain, and make them cool. That's where Dryad comes in. It's a notational system for clearly specifying the relational structures within concepts. It reduces that structure to their essence. Let's check out a demo. And by the way, what I'm going to show you is already up and running publicly. So this here is, we have two concepts, and we're going to focus for the moment on the one on the left. Okay, so we can read this off. The company signed an employment agreement, and Bob signed an employment agreement. All that happened on January 1st, 2020. As you see, as I hover over these things, we get highlights on the various words underneath. Converse is also true. If I hover on the words, I get highlights on the part of the graph that is relevant. So the employment agreement, this is just one dot, but this itself would be a graph, and you can expand that out and show it in its full complexity. And then you can contract it back into a single node. I have it here as just a single node to keep things simple. So this is kind of what you would call this is when the employment agreement got effected, as it were. So let's look at this concept on the right now. Here we have a date. That's the date of the employment agreement. And then you have the date now. So the date now minus the date of signing is greater than 365 days. This idea here is just a time delta. That's all it's expressing. So what if we want to set up vesting for Bob? Vesting has a few different components to it, but we can create the concept of a cliff by taking these two concepts, locking them together. We can move this over like this, just to make it a little cleaner. And then we're going to specify that both of these things need to be true. So he needs to have signed it at that date, and then we'll label this. And the time delta needs to be greater than 365 days. And as you see, we just connected these concepts, and all of this is now all one idea. So that is the basic way that it works. You build up concepts compositionally. And as you'll note, you have the option to connect your wallet here. So I'll go back to the presentation now. The idea of connecting your wallet to concepts kind of is the foundation of what I'm going to talk about next, right? Because once you've done the hard work of specifying the concept, you can save it to the permaweb, and then you can get paid. So long as you didn't encrypt the concept, anybody can read it from the permaweb, and then they can change it as they wish. And because these concepts are associated with wallet addresses, the small fees that the users pay are then passed back to the creators for the concepts. If those users, change something in an interesting way and then saved what they changed to the permaweb, they then become creators. Other people can use what they did and build on that. The more concepts that are in the lexicon, the more possible combinations, and then combinatorial growth is highly explosive. So value capture is highly nonlinear. And the fact that permanent storage is permanent is clutch. Once storage is permanent, the value capture becomes grow only. So legal contracting is just one of the applications of this system, right? So Dryad is dealing with natural language. So you can think of all these different applications. You can use it to learn new things quickly, for DAO operations, for debate, for voting and governance. There's just a lot of possibilities. And importantly, all of these things can be tied to smart contracts. So we come a long way with the UI. What we're going to be doing in Q3 and Q4, finishing the UI to add some functionality and readability. Developing a lexicon is a big one. There's a profile page, which you can see here on the right. So users can basically associate their wallet with a profile and then have every contract, every concept they've interacted with be on there. And then it'd be great to get some users of this thing so we can get some feedback. So I'm currently building this myself with the help of several excellent and interested people. Colin is a math professor at Oxford. He was my supervisor. Zilka is the general counsel for Gnosis DAO. She's a crypto OG. Yev is also an OG. She was voted one of the most influential people in blockchain this year. And Romani is a DAO contributor who's very good at business. So we're always looking to expand. If you're a developer, please come find me. Let me know if you want to contribute. The GitHub is there. If you want to contribute to the lexicon, that would also be great. You can go to the link that's up above. It's a really good time for that because it's so early. The simple concepts are going to be the most lucrative, and those simple ones also won't be around forever. So finally, I just want to say thanks to the RWeave team for their support in putting this presentation together, and thank you all for your time and attention.